This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. Continue to carry out the following instructions. The broadcast will quiet at this time for your safety.
All television and radio stations in the United States will now cease their regular programming to carry this special message.
We'll do it live!
Hello guys, Jeff from Studios here to give you one of these videos again. Let's look at a comic that I made. I hope you enjoyed the last video I uploaded. Of course you did. It had hardcore nudity. Delightfully devilish of me to upload that for views. Alright, so this episode here has been fun. I made this last year and it's almost been a year since I uploaded this onto the website. Jeff and Taylor, episode 14, Chaotic Crew. And I'm going to show you all the pages and the kind of the behind the scenes stuff, what made me think of drawing this, what was I thinking before, what was in the first draft, all that stuff, yada yada. So, without further ado, let's look at the cover right here. And yeah, this episode is the last one that I used the previous logo. Jeff and Taylor right here. And these are the guys. The Chaotic Crew. They are kids, basically ages 11, 10, 12, around there. But they rap, and they have adult voices. Why do they have adult voices? Because they made a deal with a demon or something. It's been revealed later. But yeah, this guy in the middle, Nicky Nice, I imagine him to sound like Ludacris, the rapper. Yeah. If Jeff and Taylor was ever to be animated, I demand Ludacris to voice Nicky Nice. A black man giving voice to a white kid right there. That's funny. And they're one hell of a crew. So why is Jeff, Taylor, and Cassidy dressed in waiter suits? Well, they help Ashley with her mom's little shindig. Of course, here it is. Ashley hires Jeff, Taylor, and Cassidy to serve at a fancy gala her mother is hosting. However, a group of young rappers called the Chaotic Crew sneak into the party to cause trouble. Why stir up smoke at a gala full of rich, corrupt folks? Are they just hoodlums, or are they on a mission? Rated PG for mild language, mild violence, suggestive themes, and rich douchebags. Yep, that's PG stuff for you. Alright, and I decided to do the whole gala thing because originally this episode was going to take place during Jeff's birthday party. And the Chaotic Crew was going to be there uninvited and sing along and just cause trouble. But then I wasn't feeling too right about that. There has to be a legit reason why the Chaotic Crew wants to stir trouble, and you'll find out soon. So I started the whole issue with Taylor and Cassidy together watching a movie. You know, a little bit of fan service for you Taylor and Cassidy shippers. But then I teased the Taylor and Lily shippers here, because Taylor likes Lily too. I mean, I always imagine them to be together. I don't know. Speaking of fan service, before I made this episode, it's been a long time since I drew the West End Girls in a main canon episode, not counting that Ancient Geeks, because that's just a story. So it's nice to see the West End Girls again, interacting with J&T or something. And the posters in the back here, they are previous pictures that I've done in the past. I didn't feel like drawing anything new, so I'm like, okay, I'll draw something. I'll just cut and paste something here. I drew my buddy Waymu in the back. My Firewoman, the Halloween 2014 picture. I just added some words, and that is a legit horror poster. And my little pastel drawing of Chief Seattle. for an art project back in college. So yeah, right here I introduced the little B plot where Chris has a crush on a guy, a fellow basketball star. And so Ashley says, "Oh, we wouldn't want some extra help at our little party that my mom is hosting." Another one of these posters that I've done in college, a view from the bridge. I liked it. I like how I put this together. So, damn it, it's going in the back. It's for everybody to see. Oh yes, and this is the first time Cassidy sees the West End girls, and she is kind of surprised that Taylor is friends with them, and she calls them bimbos. You would think she's jealous of them, but no. She is kind of obsessed with them, because she is obsessed with their boobs, and she wants big boobs herself, because she is kind of insecure like that. That's the only insecure part of Cassidy. I mean, she is a happy, go-lucky extrovert, but still, she would like to have a bigger chest or something. Not to attract the boys, but just to feel good about herself in that part. But I like this joke here. Shows how crazy Cassidy is. Since they don't drive, they're waiting for the bus, and here we get introduced with the bad guys, the villains, the chaotic crew, and this is a pre-made picture as their CD cover. And so they speak all gangster-like, but I gotta admit, I am not used to writing this, so I had to really think, because I'm subscribed to a YouTube channel called 78 Sports TV. He is a black guy talking about boxing and other things, but he does talk like this sometimes, and I'm like thinking, okay, how would 78 Sports TV say this? So that's how I got this, and just generic rappers in general. So Cassidy tells us that their voices are deep, because this is a comic, you really can't hear them. I mean, I could change the font, but that's just, too much. I only do that if it's a monster or DJ or something else like that. So Nikki Nice is flirting with Cassidy just to sell the thing to her. So she wants the copy, Taylor doesn't. So yeah, poor Taylor, he got swindled. This actually happened to me. If you saw the my recap of Emerald City Comic Con 2014, I did mention this, that a guy selling his rap albums, his homemade rap albums, kind of swindled me into buying 2 of them or 3 of them. I don't know, but he spotted more money in my wallet, so he's like, "Oh, here you go, and just give me that." And it just happened so fast, and I was very, very shy back then too, even though it was a couple years ago. I'm much more on front now. So all sales are final. Taylor tries to intimidate him, but he's the master intimidator, so Taylor is like scared of him. I mean, come on, he has red eyes. So Taylor spots that, and he's like, "Oh boy." So poor Taylor. There's a little mini plot device where Taylor's like all scared. So how would he overcome his cowardness? You'll find out later. So Jeff has been sulking in his room this whole time. And I give a reason why Jane is not in this episode, or in this whole volume, because she is at her grandma's house for a week. So Jeff kisses the picture, gets surprised by Cassidy, and Cassidy notices. She loves to tease Jeff, and I love writing those. where Cassidy teases Jeff. Cassidy's just fun to write for in general. So Jeff finds out that he's going to be helping out in the gala. Even though he never really agreed to it, he's like, oh, okay, whatever. I don't need any of his rationale to stop the plot of this episode. Nothing like that. So Taylor, with his extra CD, gives it to Jeff, so he's gonna listen to it later. And since one of the invitations fell out of Taylor's pocket, it fell around here. But the Cowder crew went back here just to find Julie's earring that she dropped. So Shorty, he stumbles across the invitation. So they know it's a gala full of rich businessmen and all of rich suckers, how he calls them. So they see it as a big opportunity to sing their rap, spit their fire in front of all these corrupt folks. But why corrupt folks? I don't know. And they mention Mr. M. We'll find out who Mr. M is later. And Julie finds out that she had her earring in her pocket the whole time. And oh look, a swear word. Because I don't care. So Jeff listened to the CD and it was freaky. Sounds like a rap album, but it had weird static noises and backwards singing. Yep. Very mysterious. So here's the hotel. Originally it was going to take place in a little warehouse that Ashley's mom kind of refurbished into like a little party place, but I'm like, no, who does that? Who hosts a party at a warehouse way out in the boonies, out of town, where the rich people are? No. Do you think rich people will go there? No. This is a 4-star hotel, Kirkwood, because Ashley's mother owns it. And right here is the little convention center place. And so we see Cassidy's dad for the first time. They're driving them, and I just want to let you guys know that they're speaking in French. Of course, the asterisk should be enough, but it's a rule in comics that you add these little greater than, less than signs. If a person is speaking in a foreign language, but you want them to know what they're saying, you put these on the brackets. They're not really brackets. The arrows. You see them a lot in math, but not really in comics. That's how they're used. Instead of subtitles, we use that for comics. So, a little throwback, we see Bud again. Bud is from episode 2. And, that episode, man. And originally, I know Ashley calls him Uncle Bud, but no. Uncle Bud is actually Lily's uncle, because he's fat and he has a southern accent, so it makes sense. Ashley's not related to that. Just this interaction is great. Cassidy interacting with Western girls is awesome. Look at that. She acts more perverted than the guys. And speaking of throwbacks, here's a throwback to episode 4. We see Party Dude again. And I tried my best to keep this quiet just so I can surprise you guys. And yeah, these three, they know Party Dude. They remember him from episode 4 when Jeff and Taylor hosted that party. And Cassidy was like flirting with his blind cousin, Josh. Yeah, look at that. So, a little gag here. Rules of what they should follow. But Party Dude rips it up because he's a fun guy. He's likable. I imagine him to be voiced by Weird Al Yankovic. So, yeah. Much later. The perspective is a bit wonky. But hey, I try my best. And this was frustrating to draw, and ink and color. We see, I had fun drawing all the rich people. Of course, there's always that rich guy in a wheelchair, grumpy. I had fun with the hair too. Here's a woman with a dead fox. Here's a guy that's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he looks like him. Here's a guy that's not Rush Limbaugh. He's Rush Limburger. And who's this? Is this a certain douchebag president? Well, we'll find out. Oh, no, it's just a woman right here. See, and this is a good opportunity for me to experiment with different faces. Here's this Asian guy. Here's a guy that looks like Nigel Thornberry. Here's my partner, Mr. Beavis. And I just remembered, this is what I thought a person said in that one Street Fighter movie, the animated one, when they were in that party in Las Vegas with all the evil folks. Yeah, in fact, this whole sequence is a whole reference to that. People laughing. Rich people laughing at stupid stuff. And this guy back here looks like the angry video game nerd. And this guy has a palm tree in his head. Or he pulled it up in a ponytail and dyed his hair green up top to make it look like a palm tree. That's creative right there. How can he be bad? Alright, so here are the hostess. Business Investors Gala, yep. Ashley's wearing a very revealing dress, but it's okay. Yeah, and usually in my episodes, or in my comics, or in Jeff and Taylor, I rarely talk about my political stance, but this is something that I imagine everybody will be in favor for. You know, rich douchebags are stupid. Gambling with our clients, bank money, and never pay the losses. Yeah, that right there is corrupt. I hate that. That's why I hate Wall Street. Alright, and I had some more interesting faces here. This guy here, like I said, I rarely say anything. I rarely give my political views. But this guy right here is Mitch McConnell. He is the Senate Majority Leader right now. And I just put him there because he is very, very corrupt. I hate him. So we see the Western girls in their swanky outfits. I made 3 different sets of silhouettes for background, and I just copy and pasted them here. And I revealed Chris's crush, Mike. That's him. A very tall high school senior. Just like Chris, she is also a high school senior. But they go to different schools. She knows about him because she reads about him in the local papers. And she goes to the basketball games without him knowing. So yeah, you can tell that she never talked to him before. That's why she's nervous. And outside, there's a security guard there, but there's Nicky Nice choking him, putting him in a sleeper hold. And this right here is a direct line or skit from a Ludacris album where he's like, "Go to sleep right now, go to sleep." And then you hear you hear the guy struggling, and then you hear a sigh. So I'm like, sigh. So he's happy about it. He's falling asleep. And he's happy. This is a comedy, after all. A lighthearted comedy. Alright, here's more political stuff. You may not know this guy, but he is the longtime representative of Alaska, Don Young. And he's right there. Taking a little spinach wrap. And I had fun with the modern art in the back. So Cassidy, she's going to talk to Jennifer. Tell me your secret. Jennifer's not having it. She's very serious. So yeah, Cassidy's rambunctiousness and the crass of Jennifer, they don't really well together. More interesting people. And then this rich guy's like, "So I said no. Now leave. We're discussing the ancient art of money laundering." So Taylor being innocent. They don't teach that in art class. Yep. So we see David. A lot of stuff happens in this episode. I love it. So David is here as Ashley's faux date. They're not really going out here, even though they have history. Ashley just wants to keep the old creeps away from her. So, yep. Here's a little line to remind us that Ashley's very vain. Here we go. This old lady here looks like Jane a little bit. Like old Jane. Alright, so Chris is nervous. She talks to the guy. And I should know. I know how nervous that is, you know, talking to your crush. I did that last year when I talked to her. Of course, they had a real good conversation here. You know, let us know about Mike a little bit. And there's Mike's overprotective dad. So concerned about Mike's future, even though he's one of those dads that live vicariously through their sons, you know. And look at this. More people. We get introduced to Amaretto, the Team Starhammer General, and Frost, one of the Team Starhammer executives. So Frost is not known to wear fancy suits. He just wants to wear his sweaters and sweatpants. So, you know, he's old, so just let him wear whatever he wants. I remember when I first designed Amaretto right here, he's supposed to look like Pat Toomey. And Pat Toomey is another politician who I don't like. He's a senator in Pennsylvania. Yep. And he has a big forehead. So I just thought, hey, he looks like an evil guy, so I'll just draw one of my characters like him. So that's how Amaretto came about. So look at that. And it turns out from here, Mike's dad wants to talk about scholarship opportunities or something for Mike. And Team Starhammer's there. So we all kind of know where this is going. Cassidy's still bothering Jennifer. Lily kind of defuses the situation because Jennifer was getting angrier and angrier. And Lily is more calm. And I love writing the southern speak, you know, these similes. Jen's always grumpier than a tip cow in moonlight. Yep. And of course, we never know if Lily's serious here, but she says shrimp. Shrimp is the secret. They say shrimp captured round these parts are loaded with estrogen, enough to make a lumberjack dance on Broadway. Yep. So that's where the shrimp comes in. And okay, here we go. The not so happy people. I just made up some faces along the way, but I did had some references. For this guy, I looked at Eric Trump. That's him. For this guy, of course, it's not All Might. This is evil All Might. That's why he's here. If it was the real All Might, he would just blow all these people away. The not Riddler, because he's not wearing green. I like this woman's face here. I just made her up. This guy in the back, he looks like one of those spyware puppets from the last issue. And more people. This guy in the middle, he's a guy on YouTube who I hate. I really hate this guy. You know, so he's one of those right-wing political YouTubers, and he talks about the Illuminati. So I'm like, he's just saying all that stuff just to sell books, and he's a con artist. So he's like the real Illuminati? No, that's not Bill Cipher right there. So he's just making things up. And this guy, I just made him up, but he's just one of those rich politicians. Vote PPP. Yeah, right. Of course, the Chaotic Crew is here, looking at the people, and so she mentions this is a gold mine of sin. Why? Why do they care about that? So Cassidy's in the kitchen taking a break, eating the shrimp cocktail. So Cassidy teases Jeff a little bit. We get I reveal that Cassidy she is actually bisexual. So she has feelings for both guys and girls. So she mentions, I'm pretty picky when it comes to girls. I like girls who are super sweet like Jane, and teasing Jeff. And I'm like who? Yeah, she likes his reaction because she knows that Jeff, is in love with Jane. And this right here, I remember originally I misspelled tuition, and I caught that right after it was published on the website. Typical. So I just had to edit that and put it in. And this is the same image. I just copy and pasted, and I found out that oh yeah, they don't have legs. So I just added a table here. Just there, table, no chairs, right there, just to cover the fact that I didn't draw their legs, and I didn't feel like drawing the legs. Nice little interaction between Taylor and Chris. They rarely talk. And so right here we get to the climax, or close to the climax. David gets a little drunk. Ashley's mom hits on him. The lights go out, and so right here I didn't know what to do, so I just kind of ripped off of Ludacris's "Coming to America" song. Yeah, and yeah, mother suckers. Oh well. You can replace the suckers with something else that they actually said in the album. But yeah. Okay, more funny faces. Just experimented. And this guy, he's supposed to be Kramer from what's it, Seinfeld. Yeah, I just drew him here because I remembered his little meltdown when he was like doing stand up. Yeah. I have sound clips of that when he said shut up. That's the only funny part. Shut up! And of course, since this is volume 5, I have to draw that fan gag where the fan blows a person's hair. So, if this was animated, you'll hear a beat going on in the background. So there's an explosion. People are surprised. I guess this is supposed to be Usopp from One Piece. And here's that guy again with the palm tree in his head. A guy with his toupee flying off. And I just had fun with the pictures here. You're all dead. Yeah, this is supposed to be an evil face right here. I had lots of fun. More funny pictures. I admit I looked at references of people running. This guy here, he's supposed to be Mr. Turner from Fairly Odd Parents. So, Taylor recognizes that the Chaotic Crew is on stage, so they're singing, so he's rapping. And I gotta tell you, I had the toughest time thinking about lyrics, because I am not a music man. I do not know how to rhyme. I don't even make poems. So I'm like thinking, oh man, what do I do? What do I do? So I have to have some sort of reference. So I listened to Clint Eastwood by the Gorillaz. And there's that rap part where he's like, finally, someone let me out of my cage. So I'm like, okay, I'll use that as the melody or the rhythm. So I'm going to sing this. Here we go. Somerville Simps bow down in respect. Nicky Nice and the crew will give you a chance to reflect. We ain't talking about no mirror or no stagnant waters. We'd be calling tiny demons to harass your daughters. Yeah. So there we go. And here we go. Here are the demons coming out of the floor. These are what I call my Hirsch demons because they look like Alex Hirsch, the creator of Gravity Falls. I don't know. He looks like a demon. I'm just kidding. This panel right here, I hated it because it took me a long time to ink. I just had to do something. I had to show you guys that, hey, they can't really escape because the doors are locked because of magic. And here's Bud again. He's in the he's in the party with his patched suit. And this is a girl that looks like Juvia from Fairy Tale. So Party Dude saves Taylor from one of the Hirsch demons, but they keep harassing people like David. There's his patented scream. Yep, that's it. So Ashley's mother, since she was acting a bit sketchy in this episode, I just wanted to draw this to have her little comeuppings. Getting kissed by the demon, that is funny.
Excuse me, you just sneezed on me, bitch.
Yeah, so some people hide and run away. Chris is one of those people that just fights. When it comes to fight or flight, she always chooses fight. Same with Mike. David is tied up. I remember having to flip the canvas upside down so I can draw this part properly. Because drawing upside down freehandedly is not good. More swearing. This is French though, but still, she says shit. So, Cassidy wants to distract Nicky Nice and the others, so Jeff, Party Dude, and Taylor can just take the mic away from them. But Taylor has other plans. He decides to be brave and confronts them. So we get another mentioning of Mr. M. So she says, he's our manager. Plus he gave us these killer voices and power to summon little demons. He has magical powers, dog. So yeah, this is the... Jeff and Taylor is one of those slice of life humor comics, but it does deal with a lot of supernatural stuff. Just because that's what I like. A nice little balance. And so, because this is a Jeff and Taylor episode, I have to have some sort of twist to it. So here we go. All the characters react to this, and they form into this monster with the help of the Hirsch demons. So everybody in the party is screaming because they saw that, and most of them fainted, I bet. Or panicked, or ran into a wall and got knocked out. Jennifer's reaction to that is interesting. So Party Dude gets whacked around. He flies near the bar. And here we go. Here's one of those moments where I just change the font for a character because I just want to let you guys know that, hey, they have a very distorted voice. Yeah, and I realized that their fists grew like a lot. Like, I don't know, maybe they actually did, but you know. So Chris and Mike save them. The boys get thrown onto them. Jeff got lucky and had a cushion. Cassidy tries to attack them, but Taylor, with a rush of adrenaline, tries to save Cassidy. Josh, because he's blind, I mean he doesn't know what the hubbub is all about. So he brings out a bowl of shrimp. So the demons are scared of shrimp. I mean, I had to write that in because I don't know how to get rid of these guys. I wrote myself into a corner. So yeah, they are scared of shrimp. So they're scared so much that the Hirsch demons flew back into the hole, back into hell, and so the hole sucked up the chaotic crew along with it. And of course, like every bad guy in Jeff and Taylor, they say, beaten by idiots. Yep. And there we go. They saved the day, even though the whole place is a mess. Ashley's mother has a strong headache. Party dude is fine. He landed on a portly fellow. In other words, he landed on a fat guy. Amaretto's good because he's one of those Starhammer generals. Nothing bad actually happens to him. He has that invincible armor that some bad guys have. He's unfazed by the silliness. But I like this part. Mike, where are you? What's going on? Who am I? That's awesome. So, we get a sense that we'll see Mike again, and you will, in a future episode, you'll see him. And because he is, he has this deal with Starhammer, you know, they'll pay his tuition for college so he can go to play basketball and learn some new, I don't know, have a great career in something. But he's gonna join Team Starhammer or something. So yeah, we'll see him very soon. And of course a little bit of resolve with the West End girls here, or Lily and Jennifer. So Jennifer always has to pick on Jeff because she has the animosity towards him or something. Yeah, I just found this out last year, but I found out that Jennifer is a tsundere character. Yeah, tsundere? Yeah. It's an anime trope where usually it's a girl, she acts all mean, but she has tender feelings for somebody or something. Like deep down she's nice, but she's very rough and crass on the outside. I don't know. So, on the original script, this was the last thing. The very last thing I wrote. But I'm like, I can't end it right there. I have to have something for the Chaotic Crew. So yeah, they're in hell. We see a little shadow of Mr. M right here. And if you guys know me, like if you've seen a lot of my Halloween specials, you'll know who this guy is. Mr. M. Mr. Morpheus. Yep. And Morpheus is a secondary antagonist in the series. If there's something supernatural going on, it's Morpheus. And that's it. That is Chaotic Crew. And it's so weird how much this evolved. It went from these guys causing trouble at Jeff's birthday party, like around his house, to that. And that's why I changed it into a fancy gala. Because these guys needed a lot of evil energy, and most of those rich douchebags are, you know, emit some of that evil energy, so I just had to put it there. And yeah, this episode was fun to do, but the current episode I'm finishing up, episode 15, that is gonna be great. It is. Alright guys, so that's it. Jeff, I'm out, and I will see you guys in another video real soon. And yeah. Alright. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Around almost 40 minutes. Man. Alright. I don't want to say goodbye to you, but I gotta keep drawing something. I gotta work on it on the episodes, you know? So yeah, there you guys have it. If you guys want to support me, just support me on Patreon. You know, Patreon/JFM Studios. I'll leave the link in the description box. And yeah, later I'll release a little video promoting my Patreon and what I'm gonna do this month. So yeah, all right. See you guys later. JFM out. Goodbye.